right, it's Grandpa Joey, y'all. We speaking on what's going on today. It was hot. I had to work, so you know what I'm saying, get up at the crack of dawn, you know what I'm saying, I'm at work. We do our little, you know what I'm saying, stretches and you know what I'm saying, get you know what I'm saying, ready for the day. And then, you know what I'm saying, it's a lot of, you know what I'm saying, the morning is the busiest time because my job is to getting the guys what they need and get them out of the yard. You ain't making no money in the yard. Get what you need, get out of the yard. Go, 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 go. So that's my job, and once I got the guys out of the yard, then you know what I'm saying, I have a laundry list, about way too long. I never have the opportunity. I've to this day I've been I haven't been able to, knock everything off of my list, but the list keeps changing, keeps getting added to, and it goes on and on. So we take care of what's most pressing and go on to what's next after that. So this is, this is a lifestyle for me. But this is, this is a lot because I spent majority of my life in prison. So when I was in prison, I actually started training myself to go to work so that when I get out, I can get a job and keep a job, because I've had jobs here and there before. I worked one time for this car detailer for Corvette Specialties on El Cajon Boulevard. I worked there and I was detailing cars and I had just got out. I was on like juvenile probation, and I was going through a lot. And I was, I was trying, but after a couple checks, I was back out into the streets, because it was the streets were calling me by then. I had a good taste, and I was comfortable. I knew how to, make myself comfortable in the streets, and it we thought we had everything, but the little we had wasn't much. Yeah, after doing over 20 years, spending over 20 years in the California prison system, you get to the point where you had enough. Because it's not going to get any better. It's just getting worse. It's man, look, when I was in there, things was way better than they are now. I done heard things have changed. It's a whole different animal, a whole different beast. But the prison system is designed to keep you in and keep you fighting against your own. Each other, so that they can have control over you. So wake up, stop giving them control, and then options are limitless. No, I say, whatever you got to do, get up out of there and stay up out of there. I don't know, everybody has their own demons and different things that they have to deal with that only they can deal with. I had to deal with my demons. I had to deal with them, or I wouldn't be able to be here right now. I'm not, I'm not the best at, nah, talking is, I wasn't, I wasn't a guy that was, talking. People heard about me, but that was because of other people was talking about me. But I was just trying to survive, and I'm looked at as a legend because I didn't fold up. I didn't, bow down. I didn't PC up. I didn't, tuck my rag. I stood tall through it all. But that's the thing. I made it. I'm still here. So now, what are we doing? Because I can't keep doing the same thing. I can't be hanging out on the block trying to, I gotta, I gotta pay bills. I gotta take care of my responsibilities. I gotta take care of my first community. Your first community is your family. Take care of your family first. After that, then, you reach out and help, those that, are worthy. I believe in hand ups, not handouts. If somebody wants something, they need to work for it. If you don't work for it, then it ain't gonna be the same thing. The first time, the first time you have to go work for something that you wanted and you thought about, and because I've done this, I had a whole bunch of things. When I was a kid, all I wanted was a name and a reputation. I got it, only to realize, I'm saying, it wasn't all it's cracked up to be. I got a name, I got a reputation. Ain't no retirement plan for me. Ain't nobody gonna take care of me. I gotta take care of me. Now, I'm saying, I got a family and we taking care of we. But I'm saying, that's how you do it. Take care of your first community. And then move on from there. Hey, if you like what you heard, hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the share. Share it to me. It don't matter. I'm saying, thanks for watching and appreciate you.